Based on what we've seen from QE2. We just had this discussion with Alice Rivlin about that. But
yeah, big
it's this money
play.
from the Fed that's flooding things and pushing up commodities.
Yeah, see, look, I mean, you look at the dollar, look at the yield curve, look at commodities. Those are what I would call the pro-cyclical indicators of inflation. But the Fed, they don't look at that as much. The Fed looks at core inflation. And core inflation, I would argue, has historically measured inflation. That's what they looked at in the 03 to 06 period when we had excessively loose monetary policy, which I would argue helped fuel the inflation, the asset bubble. We're doing the same thing again. People like me are very concerned that we're coming untethered with our sound money roots. So I would probably disagree with Alice on the quantitative easing thing. The upside is very low, but the downside is severe. And this is why people like me are very critical. The most insidious way a government can cheat its people is by debasing its currency. We're the world's reserve currency. It's an exorbitant privilege, which I think de Gaulle said. We're risking that. And so let's stop having the monetary authority bail out the fiscal authorities. If you worry about the independence of the Federal Reserve being compromised, this does that. Because what I would argue, you have our fiscal authorities, the administration pressuring the Fed to basically fill the void. Fiscal policy is terrible. It's going in the wrong direction. They've shot all their bullets. It didn't work. All this demand side stuff didn't work. So they're now trying to get the monetary authorities to overcompensate. And it is putting our monetary policy on a collision course with our fiscal policy. The wrong way to go. We need to get back to our roots of sound and honest money.
What's the right way to go then? What would you do right now?
Well, first of all, I would get rid of this dual mandate. The dual mandate is a problem, and it compromises the independence of the Fed. And we're to have a single mandate. The ECB is a single mandate. Single mandate, which is price stability. The necessary precondition for economic growth is sound and stable money. Let's protect the value of the dollar, and then have the fiscal policy do the right thing and get growth. And let's get the basics. Let's get low and stable and predictable tax rates. Let's stop this crony capitalism.